Hi everyone and welcome to Dublin City University. We're here in the Glasnevin Campus Library, which is one of the nerve centres for DCU Fuse, an online brainstorming and discussion session about the future of the university that's been running for about 24 hours. I'm here with Professor Brian McCrath, who's President of DCU. Brian, we met about 24 hours ago when this was kicking off, and has this surpassed your expectations?
Yes, it's been absolutely fantastic in terms of engagement, in terms of contributions, in terms of ideas, in terms of energy. When we started this, it was really an experiment. We had seen how this was done in one other location in the world. We said we would try to do it here, but you never quite know how this will work out. So particularly the coordinating team close to the action, the ADAPT researchers, would it work? Well, in every sense it has worked. We've had fantastic engagement, fantastic participation, wonderful ideas, some new ideas we've never thought of before. So it's really added flesh to the bones of the strategic plan and will have a significant impact on that plan, which was really the idea. But we talked about three I's: inclusive, innovative, impactful. All three I's were answered in very strong measure indeed.
Any quantitative stats about engagement over the 24 hours?
I'm really glad you asked me that, Claire, because I happen to have one or two stats here already. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm data driven and I think evidence really reinforces an argument. Just think of this: almost 70,000 page views, 70,000 page views in less than 24 hours. 45,000 people logged in. 24,000 of those were anonymous. We believe that could be Trinity, UCD, but anyway, joking. There was 7,500 likes. Only 7,000 of those were from Dara. There was 5,500 posts, and so all really strong numbers that kind of reinforce that people were looking at this, engaging with it, giving ideas, and that's what we were looking for. But probably the most significant stats of all were those conversations that attracted most attention in terms of posts, in terms of ideas. And one of the most reassuring things, and this was part of the motivation, was the student learning experience. That was the number one conversation: how we would optimize the student learning experience at DCU. And that came from both staff and students and some international contributors. The second most important one was student life at DCU. Again, I suppose emphasizing and reinforcing the notion that DCU is a student-centric university. That's what our staff think about, that's what our staff worry about. Inclusion was the fourth most important one: widening participation, glad of that. And very interestingly, on Gaeilge, it's something we talked about really, and I suppose it's a measure of the impact of incorporation, and something we talked a lot about in the pre-incorporation years. How would the Irish language flourish in the new expanded university? Well, the fifth most important conversation, and some wonderful ideas emerging out of that as well. So have I left out any of these? No, they're all the ones that really attract attention.
I did plug into the Gaeilge conversation myself last night. It was remarkable to see that Cora going on. In terms of what happens now to all these insights and ideas that you've captured on the platform, how is that going to be brought forward to shape the future of the university?
Well, I think using a digital platform now really comes into its own. So not only have we captured every single conversation, we have all the text, but much more importantly, all the data analytical skills that we have as part of the underlying platform and as part of the expertise that created it. We can slice and dice this data, we can extract all the likes, we know, because we've tagged and labelled every contributor. We know whether it was a student, a staff member, an alum, an external stakeholder. We can see what conversations, what themes attracted most attention. The natural language processing skills of the ADAPT Research Centre can come into play here as well. So it's all about extracting the core values, the important messages coming from this. As we said from the very start, the strategic plan has a skeletal outline at the moment. We know the major themes that we've agreed upon. This will add flesh to the bones now. So the next time we go out to the community for the next discussion on the plan, it will build on all these wonderful ideas, these new ideas that have come from the process itself.
Excellent. You are about to jump online again to do a wrap-up session, so there's just, I think, 14 minutes left until we close.
40 minutes left. Before I get off this stage, and there's many other platforms I'll be talking on for the rest of today, just to say a huge thank you to the amazing team behind this. There was a coordinating team. I won't start listing names because I'm bound to leave someone out. But the coordinating team, you all know who you are, the technical team, but everyone in the room. I mean, ridiculous looking t-shirts all around the room here, including my own, but people who bought into the idea itself, bought into the idea of an inclusive conversation to shape the future of the university. And we know that a strategic plan only works when it's owned by the community. I suppose this has been a great catalyst for that sort of coming together to own a strategic plan. So it's just a huge thank you. People worked through the night. to do this. Some of them worked through the nights the past few days, but this was a continuous 25-hour operation, and the level of total commitment around the place was just very, very reassuring. So thank you.
Great. And as Brian wraps up now online, get online for make the next few minutes count, have your views heard, and it's dcufuse.ie. Thank you, Brian.
Very much.